They don't want you to know this. But there's a brain hack so powerful, it's been quietly erased from modern education. Not because it's dangerous in a physical way, but because it can give quiet, underestimated introverts an edge so sharp it outsmarts even the most gifted geniuses. If you've ever been labeled the quiet one, if you think more than you speak, if you've ever sat in silence while louder people grab the spotlight, this is for you. Forget the myth that loud confidence equals intelligence. Forget the idea that success belongs to those who talk fastest or shout loudest. The truth is different. Because once you understand this banned brain hack, your quiet mind won't just keep up with the so-called gifted, it will run ahead of them. And the best part? You already have the raw wiring for it. Chapter 1. The Lie About Intelligence. From childhood, you've been fed a lie. That intelligence is something fixed. That some people are simply born with brilliant minds, while the rest of us are stuck forever trying to catch up. Maybe you've looked at someone who can solve problems instantly, speak clearly without hesitation, or come up with clever answers in seconds and thought, I wish my brain worked like that. Almost immediately, another voice whispers, but I wasn't born that smart. That voice is the programming, that's the trap, and it's completely false. Intelligence isn't a static trait. It's not a gift locked into your DNA. It's a system, a set of processes, a way of using the mind that can be trained, sharpened, and upgraded. The people we call geniuses weren't magically born different. They simply discovered systems of thinking that most of the world was never taught. Here's the twist. Introverts are uniquely built for one of the most powerful of those systems. Not loud, not flashy, but deep, patient, and strategic. And once you learn it, your so-called weakness becomes the ultimate unfair advantage. Chapter 2. How School Held You Back. Think back to your school days. What did it actually teach you? Was it how to think, how to question, how to innovate? Or was it how to memorize, how to repeat, how to obey? Raise your hand. Sit still. Follow instructions. Don't talk unless called on. That isn't education, it's conditioning. A system designed not to nurture brilliance, but to produce uniformity. And for introverts, this system was especially punishing. Silence was mistaken for weakness. Slow, thoughtful responses were labeled as too late, while quick guesses, often shallow, were praised as clever. The extroverted kids who blurted answers became stars of the classroom, even when their understanding was surface level. Meanwhile, the quiet thinkers, the deep questioners, the kids who needed a moment to process, they were overlooked, underestimated, even called shy or unmotivated. Over time, this trains introverts to play small, to second-guess their insights, to doubt their instincts, to bury their natural way of processing under a mask of compliance. But here's the truth. Your brain was never broken. It was never slow. It was simply forced into an environment built for the opposite of how it naturally thrives. And once you break that conditioning, your natural depth becomes unstoppable. Chapter 3. The Reveal, Mental Time Travel. Here's the banned brain hack the system never taught you: mental time travel. Mental time travel is the ability to project your mind backward and forward in time, to relive the past in detail, and to pre-live the future before it happens. Instead of waiting for experience to teach you lessons, you compress years of wisdom into minutes. Think about it. Most people stumble through trial and error, making mistakes, suffering consequences, and only then learning. But great minds? They don't just rely on luck. They simulate outcomes in their minds before they ever act. Einstein would run entire experiments in his imagination, visualizing what the laws of physics would do before testing them. Strategists throughout history rehearsed battles in their heads. Writers and creators pre-felt the results of their stories before writing them. This isn't daydreaming. This is intentional simulation. And it's something introverts are perfectly wired to do. Why? Because quiet minds already reflect deeply. You already replay conversations in your head, imagine what-if scenarios, or pre-plan your words. Mental time travel is simply the refined, trained version of what you already do naturally. And once you learn to harness it, you stop reacting in the moment. You start playing the game of life, 5 moves ahead. Chapter 4. The Introvert Advantage, Deep Simulation Mode. Here's where introverts gain the edge. While the world rewards those who act fast, speak first, and move quickly, true genius often belongs to those who pause, because that pause is space. And in that space, introverts run simulations. Instead of blurting the first thought, you quietly explore 10 possibilities in your head. Instead of rushing into decisions, you model the outcomes in advance. While others are caught in the moment, you are quietly building foresight. This is deep simulation mode, and introverts are built for it. It means you can mentally rehearse a difficult conversation and prepare the best response before it happens. You can test the outcomes of a decision in your mind before you commit. You can see the ripple effects of choices, days, months, or even years into the future. The result? You skip the mistakes most people learn the hard way. You carry the wisdom of experience without needing to crash and burn to earn it. That is the introvert advantage. Chapter 5. The Genius Formula for Quiet Minds. So how does mental time travel actually work in practice? It comes down to a simple 3-step formula: rewind, fast forward, collapse. Step 1. Rewind. Choose a recent memory, maybe a mistake, maybe a success. Replay it in detail. What did you miss? What worked? What felt off? Step 2. Fast forward. Now take that lesson and project it into the future. Imagine a scenario where the same challenge appears. Play it out. See yourself handling it differently. Notice the outcomes. Step 3. Collapse. Bring it back into the present. Extract the insight, the strategy, the sharper instinct, and store it. You've just compressed a loop of experience into a single session. The result? You become a thinker who carries more lessons than your age suggests. Where most people only learn after pain, you're learning before it even happens. That's what makes a quiet mind, trained in mental time travel, smarter than someone who is simply born gifted. Chapter 6. Daily Blueprint for Mental Time Travel. Here's how to make this practical. Because genius isn't built on inspiration, it's built on rhythm. Morning prompt. Start your day with one intentional question. If my future self looked back on today, what would they wish I had done? Midday drill. Take 20 minutes for a focused mental time travel session. Replay yesterday. Pick one moment you wish went differently. Fast forward to tomorrow. Imagine facing that same moment again, but with a wiser response. Collapse it into a takeaway. Write down one action you'll take today to make the future you proud. Evening reflection. Before bed, ask yourself, what will my 5 years older self thank me for doing tonight? Maybe it's reading a page of a book, reaching out to someone, or practicing a skill. Write it down. That's it. Not hours of work, not overwhelming systems, just small, repeatable steps that build mental foresight. Over weeks, you'll feel the shift. You'll anticipate conversations before they happen. You'll catch mistakes before they cost you. You'll see patterns others miss. And quietly, you'll start making decisions that look like genius to everyone else. Chapter 7. Staying Strong in a Loud World. Now, let's be honest. The world doesn't reward this kind of deep thinking, at least not immediately. In a noisy world, people are praised for quick reactions, hot takes, and instant opinions. And if you're not loud, it can feel like you're behind. But here's the secret. Quick doesn't mean smart. Speed isn't wisdom. The future belongs to those who think ahead. Mental time travel protects you from the traps of a loud world. Instead of absorbing every distraction, you train your brain to observe without being overwhelmed. You filter, you forecast, and you choose. When others are panicking, you'll be calm, because you already rehearsed this moment. When others regret, you'll smile, because you saw it coming. This is how introverts win quietly, not by matching the volume of the world, but by mastering foresight within it. So let's bring it all together. You don't need to be born with a gifted brain. You don't need the shout to be heard or rush to be recognized. Your quiet nature is not a weakness. It's a hidden system for brilliance. Mental time travel is the banned hack that turns introversion into genius. By rewinding, fast-forwarding, and collapsing experiences, you carry more wisdom than your years, and you move through life like a strategist, not just a participant. Here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, practice one mental time travel drill every day. In the morning, ask your future self for guidance. In the afternoon, replay and fast forward a scenario. In the evening, capture the lesson. Do it consistently, and you'll feel it. Your thoughts sharpening, your confidence solidifying, your decisions stacking into momentum. Because you don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need to be born gifted to outthink the world. You just need to activate the genius that's already within.